Rublin, Goblin, Glimpling, Globlin. Something like that.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Friends and friends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe.
Hey, everybody! Whoa! Hillbilly's not here, but he's been replaced with the gorgeous, sensational Matt Saxon.
Yeah.
Still got the beard there. Getting close there.
That's right.
I need the hair on top, though. I should have put a wig on so they confused me with Hillbilly right away.
Right. Right. Thoughts out to Hillbilly. You had an appointment today. He's just getting checked out. If you see him in the DMs or on Discord and stuff, just say hello to him. Say hi.
For sure.
Yeah, we got Lone Wolf and Mugenfool here.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
What's up? So today we got a hot topic. Well, I think it's a hot topic because last night proved how hot the topic was.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Well, part of it was my fault. Like not the little play with Chaos Warp, but like I listed my deck last night on Architect to find out it was a bracket 2 deck. You know, so I was playing an underpowered deck and a powered game. Then I think your deck that you were playing being missed class because the same way my Coulee of the Vast deck is being misclassed. It's not looking at what the commander does. It's just looking at the cards in the deck. And like in Coulee of the Vast, the deck looks terrible. But when Coulee of the Vast is out, the deck's like throwing bombers out there.
It does bring up some good topics, I think, to talk about. I put mine in Architect too. It is only a 3. Only one game changer in there, but I do think it's important to maybe talk about, well, there's a show to talk about, but we'll get to that.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. Oh, yeah, I got a whole monologue just to start that part. But first of all, this is the time of the day where I ask, how are you doing today? How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm super excited to be here.
So am I.
Yes, nice. And how are you doing, Lone Wolf?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Got some extra sleep that I needed.
Woo, extra
That's
sleep.
always good.
There's no such thing as extra sleep. All sleep is needed.
All sleep. Yeah, that's right.
At least 8 hours is recommended.
Sneak in those naps, you know. 8 hours are just rookie numbers. We're looking
That's
at 10,
right.
12, 15.
Well, are you a cat? I know you have cats, but I didn't know you were a cat yourself.
Go for the record, 24 hours of sleep.
24 hours? Whew. That's a lot of sleep. But hey,
That might be a bit much.
but hey, if it works, it works, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when I was younger, you'd spend like 3 days up, then you'd sleep for an entire day.
Yep.
Yeah, gone are those days. I can barely stay up like the full 16. You know,
I was going to say 3 hours up, and then it's time for a nap.
That's right. That's right. Naps are important there, my friends. Like every time my wife goes to work, the first thing I do is just go to the bedroom and take a nap.
Sounds good.
Then I start my day. Anyways, let's go on. So, so I'm still excited about the Ninja Turtle set coming out in March. Like, I'm trying to plan everything out for that specific release, if anybody's asking. I'm planning for that. Like you don't know how hard I'm going to ignore some of these sets.
Yeah, you can save that money up all for that set.
Well, right, because we know about everything I want is going to cost like $400 to get. You know, like that's a like if I can get, I want to play booster box, which is like $200 plus dollars, like $209. I want a pizza box, which is $100. That's $300 right there.
Oof.
Then I want the 5-color commander deck, which is $70. That's about $400.
Close enough
Yeah.
with tax. Yeah.
With tax for sure.
Oh yeah, tax. You know, can't forget the tax. That's how we keep the government going.
Even when they aren't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like here's a question, jokingly. When the government does a shutdown, why do taxes not shut down too?
Mm-hmm.
Because Congress gets paid even though the workers don't. Maybe that's a little too political, but
That's fine. We'll let it slide this time. Well, the joke was there. Well, I see you all watching in chat. Why don't you say hello in the chat box and we can get to you and say hello. But anyways, it is that time of day where we get to look at a specific type of card.
Card of the day.
Woo! Ambling Storm Shell. Now, I know we covered this card like a week or so ago, but that's because of the special art. This time I actually exploring the card, looking at the card because I actually like the card and trying to figure out how to use it. Because when I get my Ninja Turtles deck, I'm probably going to put this in there. I got several turtles I probably want to put in that deck. Well, I have to see. I have to wait for the deck. Ambling Storm Shell costs 3 generic, 2 blue. It's a 5/9 creature, which is pretty big butt, you know. I like big butts and I cannot lie. With word 2, I cannot deny. But anyways, whenever this creature attacks, you put 3 stun counters on it and draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a turtle spell, untap this creature. You know how busted this creature's going to be in a deck full of turtles?
yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, drawing 3 cards are going to be fun. Like all the stun counters are not going to be fun once you run out of turtles to play, but hey.
Just be careful not to mill yourself out with all the cards in your hand.
Here's my thought. When we get closer to turtles, and turtles are going to be a thing, this is still going to be standard. This card price will probably go up $1 or $2 just because of the Ninja Turtle set.
Yeah.
You know.
True.
Commander players, because drawing 3 cards is no laughing matter in any format.
Or any card game, really.
Indeed.
Indeed. No, yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm trying. Well, fair enough.
We don't talk about Bruno. Anyways, we're going to the picture of the day. Whoa. Probably the best turtle picture I got off AI art. Commander brackets is a science thing. It's a gathering thing and a magic thing. Yeah,
That's right. It's complex.
Right. Yeah, like even though the turtle is not correct, like with 3 fingers instead of 2, it's probably the best turtles picture I got out of the AI generation ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That is pretty solid.
All right, that's pretty solid.
One.
Like the prompts didn't get all used because like the pink lightning is supposed to be coming out of the diamond, not from the sky, but whatever.
Close enough.
I thought the picture looked cool. I almost used it for something else, and I have no use for it really. Other, I want to make more tokens. I want to make more tokens. I love those tokens, which by the way, Matt Saxton should be getting in a day or 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt Saxon, do you have Discord open?
I might.
Someone's getting Discord notifications. I don't know if it's you or who it is because it's not me.
Nope, not me.
I don't have Discord open.
So I'd probably be Tortoise.
Sorry, Tortoise. I just,
Oh.
It's
Called
kind of
out on your own show. What the heck?
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'll be right back. I'm just getting a little bit distracting for the channel. I'll be right back.
Right. So, oh man. So the card of the day, picture day is fine.
There's Hillbilly.
Hey, Billy. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hey, Billy.
I'm keeping your spot warm for you till you're back.
Hey. I wish they would show the They would show the on StreamYard. I wish they would show the emojis that he's using because it's a pretty cool green flame he's using.
Ah, cool.
But on StreamYard they show the text, which I use another program from OBS and it shows all the emojis just regular. I'm like, why not? Why not? But anyways, hey, I see there's several of you out there. Say hello. Come on, join the fun. We're about to get into the topic in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I don't know how you counted that down, but hey. So we're getting to MTG Commander brackets, and Tortoise got a monologue. And oh my lord, it's gonna be a little bit. Because I was fueled by fire. Like you could say last night I was baptized by fire in the Commander brackets topic today. Some people are finding it hard to balance out the bracket system for Magic the Gathering. Commander, there are different websites to figure out your Commander deck power level. People are looking for the best way to gauge their decks. Some places like Commander Salt website like to look at the powerful decks and make them look less powerful. Now, that's my personal opinion based on my own experience with it. Probably built for CDH, and there are multiple websites like edhpowerlevel.com that feel like they analyze commander decks but cannot figure out high synergies, especially when the commander manipulates the game in high circumstances. The science behind these websites are good, I won't deny that, but not perfect. One predicament is like my Kalia the Vast deck. It looks like a core 2 deck, like on paper, but plays like a bracket 4 or 3 deck sometimes. And that is when you have to use common sense and grade the deck yourself. And that common sense quote is based off a thing Gavin Verhey say that when you enter a game, you say, well, the deck bracket 2, but it really plays this high, and sometimes it's vice versa. This deck is listed as a bracket 4, but plays like a bracket 3. And that's how that works right there. The science behind the websites are good for sure, but I'm catching up. The deck, and that brings up the core base of the bracket system: communication, talking with your players, right? Talking with your friends, social understanding. Right now, is a lot of people are using Architect. Right now, a lot of people are using Architect and Moxfield to gauge their decks. And why? Not because it's perfect, because it's common ground and everybody lists their decks anyways. They're like they know the power level and they're working pretty good at it. Not because they are perfected, but because of what a lot of people are using and is the middle ground agreement based for the majority rules method, meaning a lot of people are using it, so it's easier just to take that method, and based off gameplay, they gauge their deck based on the gameplay. So that's the monologue for today. Whoa. Sorry. I sometimes I get lost in my own monologues. Like I start reading and lose my place.
Yeah.
And Hillbilly's on his way home.
Yay.
So anyways, the bracket system. I hate to break it to some people out there watching. It's not perfect. Not everything is going to be perfect, and yet we're getting close. Someone who's listening it that we're getting close to the next update for the Commander bracket system. What cards are going to be on the game changers? What cards are going to be banned? If there's cards going to be banned, what cards are going to be unbanned? If they do get unbanned, I'm banned. Reoccurring nightmare, so I can break it. Anyways.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to that. It's been about a year since the last update for Commander. But before I get into that, let me hear your guys' thoughts that you might be having about all this.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Well, echo. I hear an echo.
I do.
No, I don't. Okay. I was gonna say it's not perfect, but neither was the power level system.
Mm-hmm.
The power level, like the 1 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
1 through 10 might give you a more accurate depiction on what deck you're using, but it's still not perfect.
Right. And one thing I noticed, like on EDH Power Level, they do use the bracket system, but they also still use the Power Level 1 through 10 system.
Ah.
Yeah.
Which is unique. And we got Crispy Souls. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
I love that Demon Knight picture.
Hey, man. So, yeah. So, like I said, like the Power Level, people are kind of using it because, like, I uploaded 2 decks. I uploaded my Chilean deck to see what it came up as. And it came up as a 7 in the power scale, like a 7.23 or something like that. But bracket 4, which it looked at the game changers in the deck. You know, then I put my Coulee of the Vast deck in, and it still came up as a core 2 deck with with Tibalts deck says like a 5 out of 10. But I know for experience or through experience that deck has a higher play ratio to when the Coulee attacks. Sometimes puts a 8/8 creature on the battlefield on turn 4 that's indestructible and probably gives everything else indestructible. Won't mention the Angel, Addison. You know,
I'm going to put it in my deck now.
right? You know, there are just some things that the websites just cannot defer, and like one of the things I think that it's hard for the websites to confer with when coming up with the bracket levels is the commander itself. Because one deck I have, it's a bracket 3 deck, but people, I say people, but the websites have a hard time figuring out how powerful the commander is Momor Vig. The Momor Vig is basically a game changer on a stick. But he's not listed as a game changer because he costs 5 mana. But in the right deck, he tutors every time you play a creature.
Mm.
Yeah. Hillbilly says some commanders are just salty commanders, right?
True.
That's
true.
right. Like some people I've seen talk about or try to open a discussion. I don't know how far it went on the websites like Facebook, where people said that some commanders should just be automatically like a bracket 3, bracket 4 commander. Like Kalia should be a bracket 3, bracket 4 commander right away. Like if she's your commander, she should be in that bracket because she can drop things. Like the Jeskai commander Matt Saxon was running last night could be in the same vein. Hexproof, when she attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library, cast any non-creature spells at the time restrictions allow. That's pretty solid.
Anytime you're able to cast anything for free, I almost feel like that maybe should be in the game changer category. But there's a lot of interesting topics here because, again, having one good night doesn't necessarily mean the deck is going to perform that way every time.
Right.
Depending on the situation that you're in or the players that you're playing with, a deck can perform differently in the play group that you're in. So you have a challenge when it comes to sitting down with different people at different tables. So if you've got a play group that you can talk with, that you can establish things, that's good. But it's kind of a paradox, much like being a sleight of hand magician.
Right.
You work really hard to not have what you're doing being seen.
Right.
You work really hard to do something that's completely invisible. In this case, you're playing a deck and you're trying to win, but you're not trying to look like you win. So, you know what I mean? Commander makes it very difficult and awkward. And again, like I said, one person having a good night doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way. It's interesting because using Commander Salt specifically, when I put Narset in there, Narset is listed as a level 3 deck or a bracket 3 deck. But it says it plays like a 1. That's their rating on it. When I put it into any other website, because I did put it in a couple other websites afterwards, it still comes out as a 3, comes out as bracket 3 and everything, because it only has 1 game change in there and it has an extra turn spell, but it doesn't chain together with anything else. So it's going to automatically go into the bracket 3. But on a scale of 1 to 10, it's still like a 5.
Right.
Maybe an upgraded 5, not even a 7. It's not even, But something else that we've talked about and we've seen lately is it really doesn't matter. I like looking at this compared to Dragon Ball Z, where everybody's like, he's power 5,000. Like, oh my God, he's power 9,000 all of a sudden.
Right.
Those numbers don't mean anything if you get into the game and you string together synergies one after the other. It can be, and then you're maybe going out of the way to try to break the system.
Oh, yeah.
If you're doing that stuff.
Right. And last night's game, I strongly believe would have been different if I bracketed my own deck more correctly. Because I thought it was a 3 because it was kind of like an upgraded precon. But really, the deck I used is like the bottom of the barrel of my dinosaur decks. Right. Because it was a bracket 2 deck. And I think your deck is a high bracket 3, possibly 4 deck. Right? But like it could have been bracket 3, but you went against 2 other bracket 3 decks that didn't keep up. But my deck did 2 things. It performed bad because I didn't get my low cost spells, and there's plenty of them in there. And and as you saw, like during the end of the game, I was starting to make you push,
Oh yeah, for sure.
But my deck was underpowered for that game, and that was my fault there.
That's why I killed the other people that I did in the order that I did, because there were going to be lots of problems. Another thing with this deck, I managed to get my commander out a little bit early, maybe got a 1 turn early. But the deck is designed to do that. So it's, so it is a 5 casting cost commander, does have 3 different pips. It has to have island, swamp, island, mountain, and plains.
Right.
So I do have mana restrictions there. I have a lot of mana rocks and things that come in tapped.
Oh, yeah.
But another good example is if you think back a couple of weeks ago, we played a bracket 4 game. Everybody had their bracket 4. I brought my bracket 2 deck in.
Right.
Clearly bracket 2, it was Obnixless, until it wasn't. It was just you and me duking it out at the end again. Another one of those situations where synergy trumps everything else, really, is what it comes down to. So it can do everything. Everything is bad until it's good, or vice versa. Everything's great until you get mana screwed.
HILLBILLY says, I'm home.
Hey, he made it. Hopefully he's doing good and resting up.
Yeah.
Home again.
Oh yeah, no. So you're right, because that's one thing I think these websites all in general, I'm gonna throw them all in the basket, has a hard time dealing with is understanding synergy. Like look, and some of these websites are really good at breaking down your deck. I mean, there are websites that will show you every combo piece in your deck and how they combo together. Right. Yeah. Now try to get all that put together. Go to darkritual.site and figure this out.
Thank you for the shout out. If you have any questions on specific cards, you can go there and use the Arcane Ritual or the Arcane Nexus rather to plug in any one particular card to get other cards that synergize with that. But it does bring up a great question about how can you address synergies too? Because playing with another play group, I feel like I'm cheating on you guys. Playing with another play group though, high-powered players or whatever, but we talked about it there too, the fact that just knowing your deck, whatever deck you're playing, just you knowing it can raise the power level of the deck. I mean, or it can make it perform better. Not raise the power level, but make it perform better.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to, I think, too.
Right. Because last night, I didn't know my deck very well. I couldn't even tell you how many boar wipes in their deck, which I found out later. There's 2.
Oh, only 2? That is light.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
You know better than that.
Well, so I have 3 dinosaur decks, and here's how they made them, right? So the first dinosaur deck was a 5-color Joda deck that I started on my own, and as cards came out, I upgraded it, which is one of my stronger bracket 3 decks. It's 5 colors. Then one year for Christmas, I got a whole box of Ixalan, Then I got the Pantlaza Sun Favor deck, and I got the Jurassic Park Secret Lair, the one that was actually cool. And I upgraded that deck. I opened it, upgraded deck after I opened all the cards and upgraded it where I could, and ended up upgrading with extra cards. And I'm like, I got this fat stack of cards that came from a pre-con. Let's make a third deck out of it. And that's pretty much what that deck was. Is like I took a pre-con that I broke down and put it back together with staples and duct tape and everything. So and I did that. So I had 3 different tiers of decks to play with when I played dinosaurs. I got 2 high tier decks and 1 low tier deck. They're all bracket 3 except the last one's a bracket 2.
So what I'm wondering is why Lone Wolf is talking so much about this.
Right.
I don't want to give you a hard time or whatever, but I am curious to if you're there, Lone Wolf, is like what are your thoughts about when you're playing and how your decks function? Do you find yourself like struggling to rank them, or do you not worry about that so much, or what do you do?
I try not to worry about it too much, because when it comes to my decks, it's like taking a dice and rolling it on how it plays. It really does. Like you guys said earlier, I think synergy probably is one of the bigger things, in my opinion, that should be under consideration for your deck level, your deck power.
Right.
Like for example, I have a Hearthhole deck. It's listed as a bracket 3. There's good portion of the time it should be considered a bracket 4 with what it does. But there's times if you don't have the right cards, it could play like that bracket 3, and then you're just sitting there spinning your wheels. So it's like it really depends on the kind of day you're having.
True. We got TCG dude in chat. He says, "Morning, fellas."
Hey,
we got Dread return. Oh, that's Tibalt. Tibalt. You're gonna make me sacrifice 3 creatures to reanimate a creature.
That's right. More synergy.
That's right. But hey, welcome everybody. Hello. So I think piling a deck is the one thing, because with one of my favorite decks I play with, I'll be sitting there thinking about, this card could possibly pop up, or maybe I can tutor for this card, or I'll be thinking I need this type of card that's in the deck to fix this problem here. So knowing the deck is a power level stapler, like it kind of staples the power level of your deck. Like if it's a bracket 3, it's almost guaranteed on how well you know the deck. Like last night I played the deck, I didn't know how many board wipes were in the deck. And I shuffled one down, or I pushed one down.
You did push it to the bottom of the deck, yeah.
Well, it's because I couldn't play it, but it's still there. So obviously, dinosaur deck needs to be upgraded to bracket 4.
I'm going to say I don't think there was anything wrong with that deck at all. My deck would have played very differently based on my draws. And another thing is, when it comes down to it, like I said, this deck, if it doesn't get Narset out early,
right,
and doesn't have mana, like it doesn't do anything, because she has to be on there. And this is, ironically for me, like this is like my one Voltron deck. I think this is maybe my only Voltron deck because of that. Because of that problem, that weakness, that if she gets taken out, she's tough to take out. But also, I have built in cards that are obscure, maybe less known and less well played, or less played. But niche cases, like it matters, and it makes a big difference. Right. So I think the more you play and the more experience you get, both with the decks and with other people, you're going to find and come across more cards that will help that deck.
Well, I thought it was funny last night. I helped you out with Gas Warp. Got rid of Soul Ring and fixed your mana for you.
It was a matter of time before I did get the color I needed, but you did speed it up for me, so I am grateful. So part of that victory is yours too.
But I was just happy I was not the first one out.
That's how I generally approach these games, because again, last night was more of a fluke for me. I'm usually not there or I'm down to the last two. I don't always win, or it feels like it's easy to, hey, there he is. It's easy to forget the times that you, for me, it's easy to forget the times that I win. And I always remember the defeats, the crushing defeats where I almost had it. So, like I said, that
song. I
yeah.
almost had you.
That's right.
One thing I have to say about this topic, there's some commanders that are automatically game changers and automatically, are just got so much salt in them because they're just so good. Like Claudia the Vast, for one, is on a salty list because it's a great commander.
Yeah. Or how about Tegrid got a fright? I like her nickname.
Sure. Yeah.
Tegrid got a salt.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So I get you there. There's a lot going on. Hey, everybody, we got Hillbilly in the house.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
I was wondering, have they ever made a card to say you can ban a player from a game?
Well, there's a combo where you can ban yourself from a game. It's called what's the mirror that? There's a mirror that duplicates a spell every turn. Panoptic Mirror. And Teferi's Protection. You put it on there, and every upkeep you phase your entire board out of the game.
Wow.
in a way, Yu-Gi-Oh has done that because there's a Yada lock. There's 2 cards that will lock you out from drawing. And
I'm just joking around.
Well, I'm looking for it now.
You're giving me ideas.
Oh,
Right. Like, yeah, that'd be crazy. Like, phase yourself out of the game. But still.
Isn't there one that gives you protection from a player? Oh gosh, I can see it as like a blue card.
Hey, there's a couple creatures that have protection. Like, it's a Merfolk from a commander set back in the day, and it has protection from target player.
Yeah.
People try playing that in Legacy.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember the name of it.
Can't think of the name of it either now. Dang it.
But yeah, and there are ways to get people out of the game like that, like kind of keep people locked down. It's like, if you have a fog on a Panoptic Mirror, you're preventing all combat damage each turn. There is a spell that prevents all damage a turn. Put that on Panoptic Mirror. No one can damage you. But there's no one card that will completely lock out a player. But the reason why Panoptic Mirror was banned in the first place is people would put a time walk effect on Panoptic Mirror and just take infinite turns that way. Which, I have a deck that likes to take infinite turns. But it works the hard way. I'm working around it.
Keep feeding me ideas, Tortoise.
Right. You like put a board wipe on Panoptic Mirror, just draw creatures each turn.
I'll do Singularity Rupture on Panoptic Mirror.
Right. You can choose everybody to mill. Yeah. Singularity Rupture. I love that card. But, well, there's a reason why Panoptic Mirror is a game changer. Now, it's unbanned. I wish I can get a copy of it just so I can mess around with the infinite combo synergies. I said synergies instead of synergies. But the bracket system is very important and integral to the game now. I think I know there's a lot of people out there who kind of scoff at it, but I think if the bracket system has done one thing, and that's unify people in a brain segment of thinking what power level should be, how they look at it, how it opens up discussions.
If nothing else, that's the important part. It gives us a common footing or a place to open up the discussion right away to start talking about, because even though, like I said, bracket's not perfect, but it gives you a place to start from and to lead the conversation from there.
Oh, yeah.
I think they should incorporate power level in with the bracket system. I don't think they're doing that quite right yet.
Well, I don't know how they can fully do it. EDH power level incorporates the power level scale, the 1 through 10 power level scale. But what the bracket system here is, and what I'm showing you, it's they're working to define the core levels of the upgraded, the optimized, the CDH levels. They're working to define them even better, so you can understand what an optimized 4 means or an upgraded 3 means. You know, and I hope you get a really good understanding.
Yep.
I think the bracket system has worked better than the power level system, because, and here's why. People who use Commander Assault make a busted deck. It says it's bracket 5, right? And that's not talking about Matt Saxon himself. I worked on my own decks and used them on Commander Assault, and they like Commander Assault. Like, my problem with Commander Assault is it likes to take powerful stuff and compare it to like CEDH.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the toughest part about it. So if you have like a bracket 3 deck, I'd probably say it's like bracket 2 compared to CEDH. And and that's just one thing. But then you go to another website and it gives you a different result. I think the power level changes a little bit sometimes when you go from website to website. And when they incorporated the bracket system, they told people that they've already talked to Moxfield, they already got Architect going on, that your decks are being bracketed right away. So they tried in a way to unify the mindset to think, oh, use these websites, you'll be bracketed, you'll understand. But they also told you to communicate with players, play the deck. If you feel your 2's a 4, you can change the bracket level to a 4. If you feel like your 4 is really a 3, you can change it to a 3. You know, to be open about it. You know, like some decks have more game changers in them than you can shake a stick at, and they still perform bad.
Yep.
Sure.
Well, here the other day, I put in a precon into Architect, and it came out to be bracket 4.
Right.
Then reject it, put it on Moxfield, and it came out to be bracket 3.
Oh, it came up bracket 2 on Moxfield.
Oh, yeah, bracket 2.
Yeah.
So that was going to be another thing that I was going to address too, is that even within the structure of what's a precon and what level that is, because the precon vary wildly compared to the precons they first put out. The initial ones were like, I'm not going to say just exactly a pile of jank, but I mean, they were a good starting point for a deck. But some of these precons that have been out in the last 5 years or so are strong, absolutely strong. Oh, yeah. So even assigning a precon level to your deck, what does that mean? You know, is it a 10-year ago precon, or is it a 5-year ago precon, or is it last year's precon?
So I can explain HILLBILLY's predicament. The reason why his deck came up before an Architect is because people upgrade the deck to be a 4 anyways, and there's infinite combo. And I learned the Architect looks at infinite combos as 3 or higher.
Automatically. Okay.
Automatically.
Yeah.
And Moxfield didn't do that. I looked at his deck and realized it was a precon, and it said it's a bracket. It's a core 2 deck. But on on Architect, we had a listed 3 because we had a listed as a 3 because the infinite combo is pretty much a game changer. You know, if you play this infinite combo, it changes the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So
the biggest solution I have is I use all the different sites. I go to whatever site I can, plug in the deck, and see what it says.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't limit yourself if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I just the one side I have the most issue with when it comes to bracketing deck is Commander Assault. like I used EDH power level for a couple decks, and I agree with the decks, except Coulee still came up low. And I'm like, Coulee is obviously a more powerful deck. That's where the common sense communication thing comes up. It says it's a bracket 2 or a core 2 deck, but it plays high powered. Once Coulee hits the board, it's a high powered deck, basically.
That's provided you have protection for her, because I was going to say, taking out, I think she's not a Voltron deck per se, but it is one where she is the linchpin of the deck, and you've generally, most people, have generally built the deck around her and getting her on the board.
Mm.
So it could be seen as a weakness, but it depends on who you're playing with. Again, if you're playing with somebody that you've never played with before, you don't have a steady play group, how do you figure those things, you know?
Well, one thing I don't think the deck looks at, like any site looks at, like one thing I think the issue with these websites is they don't look at the removal in the deck. You know why Coulee is so good, other than throwing down some major badass creatures?
What's that?
She's running 8 board wipes.
Running tribal, yes.
Right? She's running 11 sources of removal.
Wow.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And one of those removal spells can be a board wipe. So that's like 14.5 board wipes and 10.5 removal. That's a lot of control in the game.
Yeah.
Right? That's Utter End, Terminate, Swords of Plasha, Return to Dust, Path to Exile, Mortify, Hero's Downfall, Grasp of Fate, Despark, Damn, and Prosperity, just a removal. It's a lot of creature removal. Plus the board wipes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be listed in the deck. I can tell you where this deck suffers. It suffers in the draw category. There's only 3 draw sources in this deck.
Wow, that seems light for you.
Or 4 draw sets. 4 draw set things in this deck. We got Unholy Annex, we got Phyrexian Arena, Omnixus, Reignited, and Costly Plunder. There could be more. But what makes this deck so powerful is I got 9 demons, each with power 5 or greater in the deck. And I got a crap ton of angels, which is power 6 or greater in the deck for the most part. Unless, if you're this creature I'm looking at, it's another form of removal. That's not listed in the removal, but it's a removal. So that's 12 removal. Things give myself indestructible and extra combats, lifelink, reanimation. Oh, look, this angel says, I can't lose the game and you can't win the game. This angel says, take an extra combat step, you know. There's for 4 mana on turn 5, I'm playing all these crazy creatures. You know, it's not my point is I don't think the websites are calculating those important things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think Coulee of the Vast is like more than a 2.
For sure. I think what I'm going to do is invest in more Gift of Immortality cards. That's what I think I'm going to do.
You know what I think your Narset deck needs is, if you remember, I can't remember the name of the extra turn spell, but there's an extra turn spell that costs like 6 or 7
right
to play, and when you cast it, it shuffles it back in the library.
Oh, it's a Beacon of Tomorrow. I think I do have that one in there.
No. This is a different one.
Oh, okay.
Something
This one was a
about
block topper.
Nexus of Fate.
Oh, Nexus of Fate. That's oh yeah. That would be worth that would be worth if I was going to play this more. That's another thing too. Chances are I probably won't play Narset often, but it's good to know that I have her in my back pocket and she can perform. And again, last night was an anomaly. She generally does not play that way.
Well, last night she did.
Last night she did, though. Last night she did. She went off.
That's
so
right.
I'm keeping it in mind, though. That's not my skill. That was just the luck of the draw. And that beautiful chaos warp. Thank you. I'm going to keep reminding you about that.
That's funny. That's funny.
Mm.
But yeah, so I think the biggest takeaway is like you got to have you have to do your own study here. You know, this is when it comes to bracket levels. Don't take my word for it. Figure it out for yourself as well. You know, look at all your options. Figure out where the power level is. You know, sometimes I feel like some people, and this is not targeting anybody because there's a couple other people in my brain space. Some people like to take a powerful deck and try to find the website that will show it as the lowest and go with that. You know, it can be deceptive.
They try to min-max what the website is. So I think it's probably a good idea in general if you want to be an honest and above board player, that you do have a couple of websites, maybe. And like you said, the key is discussion. You know, if you know that you're out there to win the game, then just admit it. Tell me right up front.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And look, I've had a lot of people. I have a lot of people play Commander with us on the Spout table, and some players have helped me become better at the game. Some people are good at building stronger decks, and they don't know the bracket it very well. Well, we've taught them to bracket their deck a little more. Like throughout playing, like one particular person that's not even here, one person I played, we had to teach this person to bracket their deck better, because sometimes they're like, I just built this deck, so I don't know what bracket level it is. I'm like, you could have put it in Architect. You know?
Put it in Architect. You could have put it in Moxville.
Ignorance is not an excuse.
Right.
Right. So we had to do that, you know. Always list your decks, you know.
Always. That's another thing too. I think that you guys showed me that was new to me, and I think it's great. I've used it ever since then. Is on Spell Table the ability to list your deck, so everybody else in the game can see it, and quite honestly, so I could see it too. It cuts down on my tutoring time.
Right.
Like I can look at it because I've got 30 some odd decks. I can't remember every card that's in there or what I should be tutoring for. As I play them more, I get play patterns down. But it does help to be able to look in there and see what the deck is and what to look for.
As the host, I can't do that when I'm hosting the game. I can look at my link, then everybody in the world gets to see my link. You know? I'm like, just trying to keep it on Spell Table. But the only issue I find with the link thing on a Spell Table when you're playing like pseudo competitively is if you show everybody your deck list, then they know what's not in your hand, you know.
Okay.
Like figuratively, they know what's not in your hand, right. Yeah. Like if they get to see your whole deck, they know what to wait for. They know what to expect. They learn how to counter your stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway,
that's one reason why I don't put my deck on there. Try to be keep it as a surprise.
Yeah.
Mugenfool says he's got to go.
Yep.
It's not the full 50 minutes.
I know, but I've been called.
You've been called. Who's calling you? The Ghostbusters?
No, Grandma.
Oh.
Anyway, I gotta see you guys later.
See you
Have
later,
a good one.
Have a good time.
Have a great night. No, there's only 4 of us. Oh, boom. There we go. 2 bald men and a hillbilly. But anyways,
well, at least I got me a wolf on my side, a long wolf.
Right.
I'm waiting for you to say winter is coming.
So is there any thoughts you guys want to share, like final thoughts you want to share about the topic that we haven't talked about or you want to reiterate?
I mean, I wish they would take, when they're doing these bracket systems, I wish they'd take into account for the salty commander. Take those salty commanders, because I know there's more than one salty commander out there.
They might
take those salty commanders in consideration when they do the bracket system. Might even put those salty commanders as game changer. That would even help.
Well, they might do that more because look at Tegrid, God of Fright. She is on the game changer list.
Yep.
They might put more commanders up there. Like I know he's not powerful, but Momer Vig should be on the game changer list just because he tutors every time you play a green creature.
Yeah,
that's definitely should be on there.
Narset, not to pick on you, should be on the game changer list because she's giving you free spells.
Well, exactly. I was going to say she's casting for free, which is always powerful, and the fact that she's doing up to 4, if not 8, if there's a what do you call it? If there's not something else there that buffs her or whatever, you're getting up to 4 free spells a turn.
Right.
Yeah.
Every precon should have a printout of brackets and game changers list on it. Yeah, that'd be cool. Not just a QR code to scan direct into a website. That's a good idea, TCGdudes.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yep, I agree.
But But I also think Kalia should be on the game changers list because she has the potential of dropping big old baddies on the battlefield every time she taps for swinging. You know, that's just my thought process. They just should there should be some automatic game changer commanders. You know,
I agree.
I got Kalia because I just pulled her from a Modern Horizons 3-pack, not realizing she's going to be a $40 All-Star.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, so more thoughts anybody want to share before we get to the end section?
The only thing that I'll reiterate what I said earlier is I really think synergy should be considered in the decks, like even just a little bit on the bracket level, because there are some decks out there that they basically built the deck around synergy and it works really well. I think that should be a little on the higher up side.
Right. Well, I agree with you. And Wizards is trying to consider synergy. I think the website's just got to catch up more because in the bracket system, bracket 3 talks about having more synergistic themes in your deck. You know, high synergy themes. Bracket 4 is like everything. So, yeah, I think a lot of people agree with you, Lone Wolf. There, I just think the websites have to catch up to being able to read every synergy.
Yeah, because that's going to be a little bit of a tough thing for it to figure that out, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, there's so much synergy out there, and there is different synergy for every deck.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Because every deck is trying something different. Even if they're the same decks, all the decks are still out there doing something different.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
sounds
I
good.
recently played in a 4-player game where all 4 of us played Lord of Windgrace,
Uh-huh.
and not a single deck performed the same as any of the other ones.
Oh
We
yeah,
all had the exact same commander, but every single one was built in a different strategic way.
yeah. I need some people to build some dinosaur decks so we can have a 4-way dinosaur game.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But with that, my friends, with all that said, good show so far. You know, to this point. Now we have to get to the shield.
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the crew.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
All right, everybody. It's the shield section, the thrill section, the section where everybody gets to go. Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf, are you on your computer or are you on your phone?
I'm on the computer.
All right, because I haven't been able to put it in the description, but you're gonna shill, and you probably want to shill your link that you want to put in chat.
Okay, give me just a second. I gotta pull it up on my.
Yeah.
So basically, we'll talk about this. Me and my brother are currently living in a situation where they're raising rent, basically twice a year, and I found out they're possibly raising it not only in December. They're talking about raising it in February again. So we are trying to find another apartment that is not going to do that, and it'll be easier for me and my brother to survive. So I'm going to post a link. If anybody could help share this, spread it around. If you can help. Just help sharing the word is a lot of help, and it'd mean a lot.
Yeah, that's right. And with that, my friends, we're gonna check out the link in the chat. And with that, we're gonna roll over to Michael, Matt Saxon, Tibalt, all the big name, everything, bald dude with glasses.
Well, thank you for a wonderful game last night. I really appreciate that, Chaos Warp. I'm just going to keep grinding that in there. Again, it was an anomaly for me. It played really well and so on. So, like I said, normally doesn't go that way for me, but I had a great night last night. But I appreciate getting to play with you guys. I played recently with other people on Spell Table, and I gotta say it's nice to have a place through your channel where you can play with people like this and have discussions and stuff. It's great.
Oh yeah, I
Really
like it.
appreciate
I like it when we have a Commander game, or we do something outside the show, and it fills the topic for the show because there's inspiration and oomph in there, you know.
So you're saying I should come back and beat you up again?
No,
I'm kidding. I am kidding.
You can always beat me up.
Anyhow, I'm supposed to be shilling stuff, so let me do that really quick. Go to darkritual.site. That's where you can find everything. Also, based on yesterday's game, I was inspired also to do a blog about this, where I talk a little bit about, and aside of the stuff that I talked about at the beginning about power levels don't matter, or rather, the metrics, like I said, they mean everything on paper until you're in the game, and then suddenly it doesn't mean as much. But anyhow, go to darkritual.site. You can see my blog. You can see my Instagram stuff there. You can see everything. So also, if you want to subscribe on YouTube, that would be helpful. I am going to try to grow my channel here before the end of the year. So if you feel like sharing anything of mine with anybody else, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Nice. Yeah, his darkritual.site link is in the description below. Also, if you're looking, he has a store.
I have a store too where I sell cards. I sell unique old cards that maybe can make a difference in your deck too. Up the power level.
That's right. There you go. Don't forget, that's in the .site too. With that, we're gonna roll over to HILLBILLY.
Hey, everybody, sorry for being late, but little life happens. But anyway, today I have a members only stream coming up. Also this afternoon around 2 o'clock. I don't know what time the members only streams are going to be, but around 2 o'clock I'm going to throw in a game, and probably the arena more likely. Probably do arena stream this afternoon. And that's all I got planned for today.
All right. Sounds good, everybody. This is Super Fast Tortoise. I want to thank you guys for watching. Tonight, we got a video game night again tonight. Today is Wednesday, so we're going to play Wednesday Arcade. See what we can do in Jurassic World Evolution 2. See where we go there. But with that, my friends, I want to thank you guys for watching and remind you that you're all awesome and amazing. I want to thank everybody for being here today on the show. HILLBILLY, Matt Sex, and Little Wolf, and mugenfool was here. Thank you all for being here. Everybody in chat, thank you for being here as well. I'll remind you, you're loved. Someone's thinking about you. If you can, say and or do something positive for someone else today, because you might be the change you need. I want to thank you, my channel members, for helping the channel the way you do. This is my channel subscribers for growing the channel the way you do. Everything you guys do, with the free stuff, from liking the video, sharing the video, commenting on the video, everything you do helps out a lot. 100% helps the channel grow. And with that, my friends, let's get to the outro stuff. I want to thank you, channel members of the channel, for supporting this creep the way you do. You are awesome. And you subscribers, everybody that subscribes, you're doing amazing too. Thank you very much for all that you do.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning.